Have you ever been in a situation whereby you panicked? What happens when you panic? You disregard rules, you disregard procedures, two, you forget your manners, yes? Then your skill and logical reasoning just disappears. But why does this happen? It's because you are reacting and not acting on your will. This is because you cannot be able to steady your nerves in a situation, or you cannot be able to control your emotions in a situation, which is our subtitle topic for today on The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, the ancient art of turning your adversity into advantage. If you don't know, my name is Ezekiel Favor Chinuba and I am the host of Tinside Foundation. All right, this is chapter 3 of the book, and the topic is steady your nerves. Steady your nerves. All right, this chapter basically talks about how to steady your nerves and to make the right decision or action in a situation, or when something is happening, when something like a panic event is happening. In life, we're going to face different types of circumstances. We're going to face problems that will just be, sometimes a little problem can be just so frustrating, that it can just allow us to make some kind of nasty decisions. Little problems, actually. So in situations like this, your logic and skills doesn't matter anymore. But what matters the most is your poise, your stance, and grace. These two things, your grace and stance and poise. Ryan Holiday makes us understand that stress puts us on a potential wimp, which means it makes us vulnerable. Yes, when you are stressed in any form, emotional or whatever, it makes you vulnerable rather, which makes us to make instinctive actions, and instinctive reactions. It's not an action but a reaction, which may sometimes be wrong. It doesn't mean you won't have these feelings of fear, panic, and all the necessary, I will not say bad feelings, but feelings that makes us human. All right, apologies, my electricity went out. All right, so Ryan Holiday makes us understand that these feelings are also necessary, but it means preparing for the reality of our situations and steadying our nerves so we can throw our best actions or shots at the so-called situation. All right, so this chapter is going to be merged in twos, meaning I'm going to take chapter 4 and chapter 3 together, which is steady your nerves and control your emotions, because they go together. So chapter 4, control your emotions. When people panic, they make mistakes, they disregard procedures, they ignore rules, like I said before, and then they just stop thinking clearly. They react to their survival hormones. They react. Panic can be trained out, and it doesn't go easily. It's something that can be trained and everybody can work on. Reference was made that American astronauts that were trained to they were trained to control their emotions even more than they should fly a plane, because after flying a plane to space, just imagine when you are in space and the earth is just looking like a ball. There's every reason for you to panic. So there's every reason for you to panic and don't disregard procedures. So that's why they train them to be knowledgeable about controlling their emotions and not letting fear or all these overwhelming feelings or all these kind of feelings overwhelm them. That's why they train them this way. Any different. Life is not any different. Obstacles makes us emotional, but the only way to survive it is by keeping those feelings in check. It's by not allowing the negativity of our situation in. Just say to yourself, no, thank you. I can't afford to panic. It's a skill that can be cultivated and can be built upon. So you can focus your energy on problem solving rather than reacting to your problems. It doesn't mean you don't feel these emotions. Like I said before, you feel the emotions, No one said you can't cry, you can't, weep, you can't, take some time off for yourself to get that natural feeling, but not allowing it to cloud your judgment or to take hold of the best part of you, especially in your reaction and actions, is what we mean by steadying your nerves and controlling or having control over your emotions. So feel it, feel the emotion, cry or whatever. Feel the emotions. Don't lie to yourself about how you feel. But we defeat our emotions by logic. And how do you how is logic or knowledge even comes about? It's about asking a question. When you lose money, for instance, in business, and you're annoyed, you're vexed, or whatever, what do? You ask yourself, is losing money not a common part of business? Now that's logic. And now you're questioning your emotions. You keep questioning your emotions. If when you have an heartbreak, you ask yourself an emotional, a logical question about others and not you. So when you face an heartbreak, no matter the situation, you can always question your feelings with logic. You can always question it putting that question or being outside of the situation and looking at it not from a subjective point of view, but looking at the situation from an objective point of view. I think I'm jumping into the next chapter, but okay, let's just keep it. But what am I just trying to say? Um, just try questioning your feelings by how by by logic, by just questioning normal realities of life. If you face an heartbreak, you can just question yourself, okay, does this normally happen? Do people not fall apart, do whatever? And in every instance, you can always question, you can always um answer your emotions with logic. Okay, so another question you can always ask yourself is is this situation worth me worrying about? This is another thing you can ask yourself: is this situation worth me worrying about? And your answer can always be no, it's not worth it. Or is it going to stop me from achieving something in the future? If yes, then you know it's not what you worrying about. I don't know if you get that, if you get that logical solution. Okay? So it's and back to the point, it's all about practice. So to just round up and summarize this our two chapters we discussed, studying our nerves is by how we study our nerves is by preparing for the reality of our situation and throwing our best actions towards the situation, or simply realizing the situation and trying to throw our best actions towards the so-called situation, which goes in hand with controlling our emotions by questioning your emotions with logic, questioning with logic, and then you can be able to fight it. By the way, this is a natural feeling that you are born with, which you always accept. Like I said before, always accept it, but don't allow it to have control over you. Instead, you have control over the so-called feelings. So you feel it and then you act for your own interest. So instead of the feeling putting you down, it becomes what can be able to, push you forward. Okay, so that's just it about control your emotions and steady your nerves. Steady your nerves. My name is Ezekiel Favor. I don't know why I like saying my name, but anyways, that's it for today's. Please, if you like this video, make sure you click the like button and then subscribe. Subscribing is the only way of supporting our channel to grow stronger. Yep, shout out to Tinset Foundation, the organization that gave life to this. Peace.